I think he was pretty active on Instagram. Like he posts some movie references, and which I believe that which I think Roaring Kitty's brother Kevin, I think he was the one that made those videos for Roaring Kitty, and then Roaring Kitty used them to post on X. Well, the reason I say that is because I work in an animation movie industry, and I mean I might be wrong, but when I see like the way that was edited on the like the Roaring Kitty video, it looks like it's just some meme that anyone can make. Maybe nowadays AI can make those kind of stuff, but it seems that there has been a lot of movie references, and it is one of those things that if you don't know much about movies, especially I think RK, he's more finance guy, whereas Kevin, Rowan Kitty brother, he's more like I think the movie guy, right? So it makes sense that he's the one that gather those movie references, edit those, because you need an editing skill. I work as a designer, art director, but I have done some editing for films, my graduation films. Even on X, sometimes I post edit videos, very simple text. Even on YouTube, I cut some of the unnecessary part, attached with something like that. So I've done that. I've done those things. I edit those video before, and it's not easy to just do that. Like it looks easy on like just to look at things. Maybe a few seconds, maybe 1 minute. It's not easy to. It's gonna take about a week or 2 weeks if you're new to editing. You need to capture those font size. When things into timing is very critical. When those font comes out, the size, the color, you know what I mean? Like anything, like for example, Roaring Kitty stickers. It's just move up. Just those kind of stuff. Like it's screen, right to left, how fast it's gonna go. All those things, editing skill, and then someone like Roaring Kitty from financial background cannot do that. Okay. I can say it because I came from that industry. So I think Kevin is the one who made the video, in my opinion, based on my knowledge, based on my industry experience, and then Roaring Kitty posts his videos. And now I can see that when I see some of the Kevin talking about the movie references and his view on those kind of stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. He's the editor guy. He's an editor guy. It's pretty simple. Anyway, so his new account is Barking Puppy. It's at BP, both capital BP and puppies, and then 80020. So I don't know if there's any meaning behind the numbers, but I think it's something very interesting. And I think there's a reason why he came back. Okay, because Roaring Kitty will come back on Tuesday. And I'm gonna today talk about why I believe Roaring Kitty will come back this coming Tuesday. And if you guys have any questions or anything you wanna share, you can just comment down below or just share things with me. Self-made King, bark bark bark, send it you. Thank you. And Kenny repost the stream. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy weekend. I'll keep this very brief. So Barking Puppy is the Roaring Kitty's brother. He just made on his account on X. He's now almost close to 1,600. Now close to 2,000. So as you can see, he's getting a lot of followers. I don't know what he's gonna do with his on X account, but I believe that he came on the right time because we are about to start kicking up the run. However, I wanted to tell you that there's a certain things that I miss, and I want to talk about that just before I jump into the my revised fractal. So one of the fractal that I was watching was some sort of like this one. So I thought maybe we are kind of doing this, right? So we're gonna kick up the run, but somebody. So this is something that because I didn't. Okay, so let me clear this file again. So there's the most difficult thing to track is the time. Okay, I know that after White House tweet, and and then I've been watching this for a while. So let me clarify this for you guys, that where have been. So let me see. Okay, this is no. We gotta go back to 2024. So because he mentioned Roy mentioned about recall. Okay, I think the recall is going to be the May, or April. I think it could be a 1 month earlier. But let me share something with you, that this is what I've been tracking, and I do believe that we are going to track the same thing. And I'm going to also show a AMC fractal, just to kind of see where we at. Very similar fractal plays out. Okay, so I'm going to paste the fractal here, and they're repeating the same thing here. So where should I start? So start from here. Okay, so I'm gonna just make this one maybe very bright yellow. Okay, so okay, so this is it. So Bitcoin purchase here, right? Bitcoin purchase, it pop. Okay, and oh shit. Okay, I don't need that one. And then pullback, right? Actually, it's not this one. Sorry. Actually, it has to be go even further. So 1 second. So I gotta change to 2 hours just to make it a little bit further out. Okay, so here. So this is the from here to here. They're repeating the same cycle pattern here, but in a much bigger, much larger scale. And because they wanna make it larger scale, it takes a long time. Okay, and that's how I believe, and this is not financial advice. Okay, so this is Bitcoin purchase. This is back. Let's have you going back 2023 November. Okay, this is the green box here. Maybe I'll just have all the I'll just start with green box here. Okay, so this green box here, and this is the same green box over there on the right side. I'll change to the green so that you guys can see. So it's the same green box played out very nicely. As you can see, it matches. Okay, after that it goes sideways, and then when you look at the dates, it takes about 83 days to make this. It takes about 160 days, almost 160 days. So it took longer than this one, right? But it has a longer period of doing that, but it's much more amplified, right? So when you look at the size from here to the top, that's a 53%. From here to the top, that's almost 75%. So it was a lot bigger. And now what? So we came down here. So that was the so let's move on to this phase. It popped here. This is when the warrants issued, pullback, and there was a White House tweet, right? This was exactly a pop happened on March earning. Okay, 2024. So now they're heading into when the White House Gamestop tweet happened, that was the exact timing when this pop happened on March 20 Gamestop earning 2024. That's exactly the fractal they're making. Okay, in my opinion. So after that, a lot of people got hyped about it. Oh, it's gonna squeeze. But I was like, okay, it might come down because it seems like there might be during this fractal. So it came down actually, and then come down like that, right? And the next question is, after this fractal, it perfectly matches. We saw this Michael Burry tweet start to pop and stuff like that, right? So I thought it's gonna go up like this, okay? But actually, this is not how it's gonna play out, and this is something that a lot of I think shareholders are fine, but option trader is something that you gotta be extremely careful. I think, in my opinion, because now this blue box, right after this pop, right, earning, same thing happened on the White House tweet, same fractal, I know, but this blue box, I think, was much more. It was kind of final accumulation phase, as you can see. This only took about 8 days after it hit the bottom, right, go up and down. Now it took about 56 days. So this small box here, you see, that was stretched out this way, in my opinion. Okay, I might be wrong. So that's why I was confused. So basically it became like this. If you match this the blue box at the bottom, it's like this. Okay, so basically they took longer time period because this is the final. There's so much stuff going on. I'm gonna just pull back down a little bit. So this is the final. I'm gonna change the color. This is like a final accumulation phase. So look at this. Look at this final pattern here, right? After hit the bottom back in 2024, April 16, they go up and down, right? And then pop back up, and then park here before start to pop, right? So this was 2024, 16, and 24, okay? And we saw pop, and then May run. So I think we are here, and I think this is the final kind of accumulation for them, okay? Maybe for those Michael Burry, Rowan Kitty, whoever wants to get in, insider, whoever, I think they're making a much more bigger accumulation. That's why it takes longer, and then that's what happened here, okay? And then let me stretch. I gotta stretch this one out just to kind of show you guys. So this is how much it got stretched, and that's why it's like very difficult to find right timing. But you see the pattern match perfectly, right? So the pattern match very nicely. I'm gonna maybe use this one later on, but this is some other fractal that I pulled it from, but I can talk about it later. But this is exactly the April 16th to April 24th, 2024, and then this the fractal match perfectly. And what's next? What's next is basically it pop up. We start to kick off the run, and then I don't know. Yeah, I think it's possible that maybe you're okay. Use this timing to kind of gap this up and then start pushing the price. There's a gap at a $29 from here in June 12th when GME earning and there was a private offering and then just it dropped so much. So that gap will be possibly filled in this phase, which I think around February 9th. Maybe if it is fast, it could be February 3rd. But I think somewhere between those 2 weeks window in early February, we'll hit the top, gap fill, and then come down, pull back, and then crush the IVs on the GameStop options. We haven't seen March options yet because I think there's a massive, March rally, and I still gotta look at how fast it's gonna run, but possibly mid-March after OPEX, and then end of March, possibly March 30th or March 16th, something like that. So I think and then there's a earning happen, so something happened or something announced to be in the earning, sharp drop, which fractally matches, pop back up. And in April calls and June call, they have a $50 call options, right? Some of the call options they don't have they only have up to $30 call, what I'm saying. But this one have it up to 50, and there's a reason why, because they hit $50. Market maker understand that. And then yes, this giant short squeeze happened up to $300 possibly. We don't know yet, but so we'll see. So this is something that I've been looking at. It depends on how fast it's gonna run, but as you can see, the fractal match perfectly, and the I'm expecting rally next week, and I'm gonna show you also AMC. AMC also ran through a whole, I mentioned about this AMC as well, right? It's basically repeating the same cycle from 2017 to 2020. They used the same pattern here, but it was much more amplified to crush the thing. So basically from here to the bottom, that's the COVID events, and then this one was used exactly here, but it was much more dragged out. So it matched perfectly, right? And after that, boom, Roaring Kitty came back, and then it shoot back up, right? So that's what happened here. It was supposed to pop, and then they got dragged out this much, and then a triple top happened last year, and before it came down, and that's exactly what happened, right? So there was a double top, triple top, pullback. So same fractal has been used, and now we just saw a pop up to 20%, and then that pattern is something that I was waiting for some confirmation, and then based on this pop from the bottom to the top, basically that will give me much more clear answer how much AMC will pop, and then I adjust my fractal to match the top of this recent pop, and then I was waiting until the AMC pullback, and because that completely confirmed more that we are entering this 2021 January 6 a very early squeeze phase. And but people might ask, is going to happen in within a month, because that's what happened back in 2021. But I say no, because now everything taking longer. The market is different. Market is heavily dry, and I think this will take like a few months to play out. It's not just going to happen within a month. We enter the squeeze cycle, very early squeeze cycle, and then we're going to see a lot of volatility happening here. But yeah, this is just the beginning. But I do expect that we're gonna just go up a little bit and pop up to this level, like a GME, right? GME will move, and then pull back, followed by pullback by February OPEX week, and then as we close to the March, there's AMC earning coming up, and before that, we're gonna pop a little bit and then gap up. I think AMC is gonna have a positive earning, stuff like that. But as you know, it doesn't matter. You know, whatever happens with AMC earning, fractally it has to pop. So we're gonna see a March rally like that from here to the top, almost 80% from AMC, from this almost $1.78 to $3 level. So once you see that in March, I think that's a great sign that we are heading into the mid phase, and then heading into the final short squeeze phase, and then we have a couple more stairs to go, and then this should expect April, and then possibly this is May. So I think that's why I'm expecting a squeeze phase May. And that's why Roaring Kitty mentioned it's a recall, not January, but it's the May squeeze again. But it's much more a bigger short squeeze than last year, 2024 May run, right? Because I'm seeing that a GME can pop up to a 300 level. Okay, it's gonna be a much I think higher than what I'm expecting. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay. Let me know if you had any question. Do you think RK come back on Tuesday? So based on what I'm seeing, so I'm gonna show you another scenario that why it's possible that RK come back, right? Because okay, so I just show you. So I just show you this one, right? I just show you that we are tracking same cycle, this whole phase here. Okay, we just track this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that and just highlight this box. Okay, so we just track this cycle, right? We just track this huge cycle here. I mean, it looks kind of crazy, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, you see, it pop, come down, go sideways, pop back up, come down after warrant issue, White House tweet. It's the same pop when March earning 2024 happened, pull back down, right? And now we went all the way to the bottom. They create this pattern here at the top. I just kind of put A there so that you can identify where we at. I'll just keep it small. But yeah, what we saw from end of November to now is the fractal from April 16 to April 24th. Okay, so now I thought maybe we were about to do this after Michael Burry tweet, but they pull back down, right? So which is not, that's not where we at. And someone mentioned where's this guy's name here? So this guy shared with me that, hey, this is my view, and based on his view, I took a look at it. Okay, so Marcus and Blum said, I don't see anything happening until January 23rd at the earliest. So this is somehow what he saw based on some of the indicators, and you know, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, I know what he's seeing, and I completely get it, because I was tracking it, and I realized it hit me that, oh wait, so the way I track was off, was not that one, right? I thought this is the, so I know that they're tracking this, you know, for sure, right? Like I show you here, it matches until here when Michael Burry posted about GME. I think that something happened here. Okay, so this box dragged out so much that I think they were doing a huge accumulation. So just to adjust this blue box here, this blue box area, I have to stretch out so much to match that fractal. But at the same time, it is much more amplified, which means that I think somebody have accumulated something quite a lot. So let me so that's what happened in my opinion. So we yeah, sorry, I think I pulled it out too much, but yeah, so if I adjust this, and then it actually matched perfectly, so I was like, okay, that's it, right? Because I know how AMC is still early stage of it, right? And I know AMC is gonna also make this small bump before heading into the middle pre-squeeze rally, and then a squeeze, right? So I know that AMC is tracking that, and then when I shared that with him, I said, okay, I saw something like this. I'm seeing this AMC, right? And this is GME, and then he said, that's how I see it, you know, as well. So he also, you know, replied that, yeah, that's kind of somehow what he's looking at. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. So Marcus, I don't know if you're watching, but yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I think that really helped me to really figure this out. Okay, I think it is all teamwork anyway. You know, everyone's trying to make money. Everyone is, you know, here to stay and then fight the war. And I think, yeah, we are here for a big win this year. Everyone is waiting for the short squeeze, and even Bat Beyond hasn't come out for 3 years. And I think there's a reason why. I've been saying that even PP post that I mentioned in 2027, it will come out. Maybe BBY will come out in 2027, right? But I did mention that because it's gonna take time. It has to come into that a short squeeze cycle, right? So so Roaring Kitty, so not Roaring. So PP made this one, right? So you know it's really good. You know he did a good edit, right?
What did he say?
He said you guys.
So you know he said like, hey, squeeze didn't happen until 2027. You know it's been a while. He made this, you know, a long time ago, but I don't think it's gonna be 2027. I think it's gonna be this year. And yes, we are heading into the short squeeze phase. I can say that because I've been tracking for a while. So anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of where we at. That's where AMC is at. We are still early stage of we just entered the squeeze phase. That doesn't mean that it's gonna squeeze right away. It's gonna take a while as well. AMC will go up to almost $50 because there's a gap at $40 gap, and then those gaps are technically all set it up. You know, as you can see, there's a gap here at come on, give me the gap. Oh shit, I forgot to change the number here. So there's a gap here at yeah, $40 here. As you can see, all this gap will be filled during the squeeze phase, which means that AMC squeeze is gonna be much bigger because there has been a lot of it's gonna be almost 4,000%, two more than two, like if okay, like let me tell you something. This has been suppressed so much, as you guys know. um this thing got diluted. Ape conversion, all that crazy shit nonsense, this is all just like fucking like Wall Street bullshit tactics that they just run this fractal, but they want to fucking really kill the company, right? They want to. And also I think I do agree with that, how AMC has been used to suppress GME or other meme stock, right? And I could see this thing clearly that they were doing their best, right? They're doing their best to either bankrupt the company, but or just smash the price so that like just shake people out. But I think a lot of us already know how the market has been manipulated, rigged, and we know that there's going to be a squeeze cycle, okay? And I think we did what we can, and then now we are here. People waiting for almost, I think, 3-4 years from back in 2021 June, who didn't sell it. I sold that time, but luckily. But it is very difficult to hold throughout the whole whatever 4 years now. And now we are heading into the final squeeze phase. So not the final squeeze phase, but there's one more actually. So, but I just want to show you the gap. And then this is actually now adjusted here in daily. Daily should be like this. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a much more giant short squeeze, and then when Bed Bath Beyond come back, I think they'll come back around between March or May, because that's the most explosive phase, a month that you could see. I think something's gonna happen between March and May. Okay, and when I post April 16 or 19, that's when Bed Bath Beyond. I post this one. Have you guys ever wondered, especially BBYQ shareholders, why Bed Bath Beyond file Chapter 11 in April, right? And also Roaring Kitty Rico means maybe May squeeze, not the January, right? So the April Chapter 11, April 23rd. So I think that's maybe that's the signal, right? Because when I look at April 24, when Bed Bath Beyond filed Chapter 11, okay, this is April. Yeah, this is April area, April 20th. So I think maybe they'll come back April. Bed Bath Beyond. So imagine that, right? So this is gap up area, April 22nd right here, right? If Bed Bath Beyond actually come back April 23rd like that exactly, yeah, that's when BBY come back and then just like short the fuck out of the whole basket stock. So let's see. I don't know, but it's just something there. Like I feel like there's always a reason why something happened. And another thing, as a BBY, it's not just a normal thing. I think it's a setup, a giant short squeeze bomb catalyst for it's been Bed Bath Beyond has a 90% short interest, and then I think, and it was a second biggest shortest stock back in 2021. So after GME, even more than AMC. So imagine if that comes back, and then that force the shorts to cover their short positions. That's what I think when you're gonna see the real short squeeze, right? And then I think Ryan Cohen will use that as a catalyst, right? And then blow the blows the whole shorts. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So I don't know. Hope you guys hope I answered your question. And it matched perfectly actually, right? So March rally, but this is gonna be just rally, not the squeeze yet. And there's a reason why GME option. Okay, there's no. You probably find out that there's no option chain in GME. Okay, especially in March and May. Okay, I think in AMC they do have it. Okay, there's no March, right? There's no May. They have April and June, but let's take a look at AMC. AMC has a March earning, but they don't have May earning. Not March earning, March option. They don't have a May options. Okay, so that's another interesting thing. So I think June might be better. Okay, March is definitely yeah. There's already. Oh, this IV is crazy. Holy shit. And it's very cheap too. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna, especially for AMC, I think I rather want to play maybe safe. So, but I'll wait for this confirmation to go up, and then after hit around February 9th, pull back down or something like that. And then let's see. I want to see if AMC pop up before the March earning, and then I think that's when I probably enter. Okay. And then go for rally, stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a much it's gonna be a big one. Yeah, 85%. Yeah, upside. That's pretty big one. And then wait for pullback, and then probably start build position around April, and then yeah, maybe it's better to have I mean, June call is actually very good too, but yeah, somewhere between May and June is gonna be somewhere between end of April and May, right? So I think it's gonna squeeze happening end of May. There's no May call options. Okay, they have only June's. So we'll see. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's not gonna happen until like later this year. It's gonna happen mid this year. So that's kind of what I'm tracking. Also, one more thing I wanted to tell you is that so now you know where we at. So a lot of people might wonder, so what's going to happen, right? If Roaring Kitty will come back, and then let me yeah, we'll see. Like, hear me out. So this is a fractal. I realized this is where we at, right? We finished on Friday, slightly dropped, but we still have a nice higher low from the bottom, and then this is kind of what I see here. So it basically they create a fractals from here and April 16th to April 24th, right? So when you look at this, let me now do a close-up way here. So this is what happened here, right? So from the bottom, right, go up, pull back, pop back up, right? It matched very nicely actually, right? So from the bottom, hit the bottom, hit the bottom. Yeah, where's my arrow here? Yeah, put the bottom. Michael Burry post here. That's when this thing happened here. Fractally matches and go up even higher, which also matches, and sudden drop, that also matches. Pop back up, also matches. Pull back, and this thing didn't match, but anyway, it was just kind of downside anyway. And after that, it popped back up again, right? From the bottom, there was a gap up, right? The Friday gap up, and sideways, and pop back up from Ryan Cohen news, right? Everything is tactically made, I think. They understand the pattern, so that's what happened. So we saw up to this point, pullback happen. There's pullback happen, and we saw a pop back up and pullback happen. There's a pop back up, pullback happen. So now we are end of it. We're end of this pattern here, and after this pattern, we're gonna see. So Monday is holiday. Tuesday is so Monday is holiday, and then they have a one more extra settlements period to whatever they do, cover shorts and whatever. So next fractal pattern, bar pattern is this one. We just pop. So I'm wondering if they're gonna just let it pop, or I'm wondering if they're gonna use, maybe Roaring Kitty possibly use this area, and then just kick off the run, right? Anything is possible. Another thing I want to mention is that this fractal, show you something very very important. Do you guys remember I mentioned this before that similar fractal was used back in 2021 in December? Okay, so I'm gonna take you to January here. So back in 2001, so this is something that I'm gonna make a post about it, right? So this is something that what happened back in 2020 December, okay? So basically they go up, come down. So similar pattern happening, and but Ryan Coin purchased 2.5 million shares, this area, okay? So if I brought the same fractal, okay, and copy, and then I'll come back, and that's when this thing kick off, right? So December 2020, December 21st, kick off the run, right? Because of Ryan Quinn $2.5 million purchase, and there was a pullback, and then go for a pre-squeeze run and squeeze, right? So there's a pattern. So it's not gonna just squeeze right away. So when I bring this fractal from 2020, actually it has kind of matches too, right? So if I bring this fractal here, basically what they did here was this one, right? So what that means is that, yeah, so that's kind of what they made. You see? It looks kind of similar. I mean, the fractal is not like matching perfectly, but yeah, basically there's a double bottom, go up and down, boom, and rally, and squeeze. I mean, the timeline, I mean, it's a little bit faster, but you know what I mean, right? So if I bring the same pattern, okay, if I bring the same pattern here to here, okay, how does it look, right? It looked like this, double bottom setup, right? And then kick off the run, right? But I think it's gonna be a much more bigger amplified, right? So yeah, right now it looks a little fucked up, but that's what I mean. But that's when Ryan Coin purchase happened. It pushed the stock up, pull back, and then run, right? But I think the best one is what Roaring Kitty made back in 2024. So I think he came back for a reason. I always say that, right? He came back for a reason, and the reason is he created this much more clear fractals, right? And then right now it matched perfectly, and basically yeah, it'll kick off the run. Yeah, so I don't know how much you run, but it will kick off the run. But there's a gap here at $29. So I think maybe that gap might be filled. We'll see. So let's see. So I brought the fractal in. So something will kick off Tuesday, right? Because it is this fractal that it's gonna run. And there's a gap here at $29 as well, right? And there's a so I think that gap will be filled. There's I think that they might retest certain resistance line, such as the price at Bitcoin purchase. Maybe they might retest that level, and then maybe there's certain level that they want to retest, and I think those are the things they want to maybe retest certain things. Maybe warrant issue price that was like $28, right? So maybe they might retest that level. It will come up to certain points to retest level, and then pull back, and then run for a pre-squeeze run. So this is the fractal I'm watching right now. So that's the first one, right? So it's gonna happen next week. Okay, it's gonna be real fast, guys. I have no idea, but I think it's possible that Roaring Kitty might take advantage of this area. Okay. One last thing I want to mention is this a fractal that I found that is interestingly matched with a current area. Let me pull this back up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use this one later. So you know what? I'm gonna maybe start with this one before the other one. So I'm gonna pull it back. Yeah. So I'm gonna actually. So I brought the fractal from just partial fractal just to kind of readjust the size of it. So basically this area. I think it was this area. So I changed to 30 minutes. a little bit a shorter time frame, just to get much more details in the candle, and then you'll be surprised at how it actually matches. Okay, so this is the one that I'm gonna show you now is the circle area, which I have it here, but I'm gonna keep it as a let me show you something. I'm gonna make a box just to kind of keep things easy, and then I'm gonna make a outline here. Okay, so that's kind of what I did. So I actually copied this area from this area to match where we at, and then you'll be surprised how accurate it actually matches. So I'm gonna show you now. So I brought this fractal in. Okay. So you see the bigger picture, but yeah, this fractal was perfectly matches. Like we saw a pop on Ryan Cohen's news, pop up, match that size of candle, pull back, come down all the way here, which what happened this area, right? This area, and then we saw a pop up to this level, and we saw pullback, exactly matching, exactly perfectly matches. So what's the next candle? It's gonna be next candle, right? It's gonna just shoot up, right? And then we have that opportunity of that window of Monday holiday and Tuesday, right? So there's a possibility that Roaring Kitty could use this phase, right? Why not, right? I mean, if you think about it, if you were to somebody who could influence the market, and also like basically it's a signal to kind of like launch these things. And then I realized that actually, since now we are going through we're going through this cycle in this April 16th to April 24th 24. Once I saw that confirmation, I was like, okay, this is exactly possibly they might doing it. So if Roaring Kitty tweets, we might gap up to $24 very fast. It's possible, right? Because that's and a 14% upside, right? And then right now, even the candle, when you compare it to this candle, it popped up to 2.3%. This candle itself was 6%. Okay, so the candle itself was a lot higher. Okay, it was a lot bigger. So which means that when Roaring Kitty, let's say, tweets on Monday, market opens, it's gonna gap up even more, right? So let's say from bottom to the top, 4.4%. This thing could gap up to 14% or something like that. How big is this one? Let me see. This is actually, let me do a calculation. 2.3, and then Ryan Cohen news to 6%, right? So if I divide by 6.2, 2.3, that's about 2.6 times bigger than 2024 April 23rd, right? So this area is exactly, so if I multiply by the size of this 4.3%, so if I multiply 4.3, so they'll give me almost 11.5. So somewhere here, okay, $23.50. Okay, so I might have to readjust the fractal. Okay, just slightly, a little bit low. Okay, something like that. Okay, something like this. Yeah, so 20, how much is it? 23. 11.5, so 11.5. Yeah, about $23.54. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like this here. Okay, and then pop back up here. But I have a feeling. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you another pattern as a last one. But I think if Roaring Kitty tweets, they're gonna run this a lot faster. So I think it's gonna hit close to $27. Okay, let me see there, because it goes up. Last time it goes 1, 2, 3 and pull back. Okay, so it's gonna hit 1, 2, 3 and retest. Right, they're not gonna just like a straight up squeeze. I think they might retest this level and then destroy some options, right? So how about another fractal that I'm gonna show you now, and that matched perfectly. Okay, but let me just calculate one more time. So from here to it's a 10%, and then 10% multiply by was it 2.7 or something? 27%. So from here to here, yeah, 27%. Perfect, right? Almost close to $27. So we're gonna see $27 possibly within 2 weeks, okay? And then we're gonna have a pullback flushed out, and then we're gonna run again, right? Until February, before Feb OPEX. That's the short term, the swing trade area I'm looking at. What I'm trying to say is that I have one more fractal that I want to show you, which is this one. It is a partial fractal, and this is a based on thesis that if it is like if Rowan Kitty come back, right, or if there's any catalyst. Let's say Michael Broy posts something about GME, right, like something bullish, or I don't know, maybe they announce some sort of a SEC filing, okay, like a ownership, GME Gamestop ownership filing. Let's say either Rowan Kitty or microbrewery, because it is the time to shoot up, okay. And then in this fractal back in 2020, similar fractal setup, Ryan Quinn announced $2.5 million purchase in GameStop, right? So anything positive news can drop. Any significant positive news can happen here. Major news. Anything can be ownership, shares. Anything can relate it to. I don't think it could be just only tweet, right? Because yeah, I think something's very significant. Ownership. Yeah, something related to ownership, GameStop shares, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at, and I want to show you something very interesting that kind of possible to run this thing. And one of the fractal I found was back in 2024 December, September here, and this is also same thing happened like before rally. I don't know if they're gonna use it or not, but I just thought it could be another possible way. So after it hit the bottom, possible acquisition, not possible acquisition, what the fuck? There's private offering happened, 2.4 billion, go sideways, and then start to pop back up, right? So they may start some like this kind of thing before this pull this back, right? So I think they might use this pattern, right? They might use this. Is pretty crazy, right? How the fuck? This is crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so this face, okay, it looks kind of similar to the face that we are entering, right? So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll try to put this one here, and then see if it works, right? And I'm gonna show you here. I'll change maybe I'll change to like a little bit brighter color. You know what I mean? So you see, the reason I say this one is because let's go back to 15 minutes now. Yeah. So this area. So from here to here. Let me actually touch this one a little bit. Yeah. So here. So basically, like, yes, we saw so it's like, I think, fuck, there's so many shit going on here. This is just one of the possibility, okay? Because you saw there was like a, it's like it hit the bottom, it moved up, and then move back up again like this, right? And that similar pattern is something that I was looking for, right? Because we saw same thing happen here, right? So we hit the bottom. I mean, it is very messy, but you know where we at. I'm gonna just delete this blue box. You see, hit the bottom, gap up, it goes up like that, pop back up again with Ryan Quinn, the GME, the shares of war, whatever news. That's where we at, right? Same setup. Okay? There's a 2 bull flag here. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2. What's next is this phase. Boom. Right? So I was wondering, okay, so we know that fractally it has to pop. But I'm wondering if they're going to use it. So I actually brought this fractal and just trying to play around with it. And I'm going to show you here now. So I matched the bottom part, right? It moves a little bit slowly, but slowly moving upside. And then with the with the Ryan Quinn news, it popped back up, and then we actually come back down a little bit, but still maintaining on a nice high and low. Also, as you can see, maintaining nice high and low. And before a bigger pop movement happened, there's a pullback, right? There's a couple times of even this one. Before big rally, before big pop happened, it hit like like this kind of stuff, So those kind of things happen before bigger move. So I thought maybe it's possible that they might use this, and if something happen, let's say if there's any SEC GME ownership filings or some sort of I don't know, like any positive news, it can drive the price. That's where we at, okay? And I think there's a possibility, right? So when I match this one, this area is a little bit stretched out, but I'm trying to match this second pop here, which is just the number 2 phase. And then I match the fractal. And then boom, it matches, right? It goes up to the $27 level, right? So that's another way that can make it move. And then after pop, they flushed out, right? Which means that if anything happened on Tuesday, like the Monday market close, and then they shoot it up, maybe maybe tweet or maybe GME ownership, anything, any announcement or any post, it can drive the price, okay? And then what happened after that? As you can see, it flushed out, right? And if I bring the fractal and then match the flushed out phase, it actually matched very nicely. Where's my? Yeah, so you can see this one. Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean. This is like fucking crazy. Even I think this is even crazy for me. Fuck, they're so messy. Let me. I'm gonna. Yeah, even I laugh at my fractal. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm gonna delete one of these because it's just too much going on, right? Too much shit going on. I'm gonna delete this guy actually. So you see what I mean, right? So it's come on. Yeah. So there you go, right? So there's one here. Boom. And then yeah, any big catalyst can happen like that, and then shot back up, and then shot back down. Shot back down into the similar area, right? So those are something that I realized it's possible that something drop and a significant movement can happen next week. I have a $27 call option, so hopefully that prints. Yeah, I have a January $30 expiration, $27 call option. So if we see a pop like this, oh yeah, this thing is gonna print like shitload, right? I'll be so happy with that. But that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be it, right? So after this kind of pullback flushed out, so we want to see some gap happening here. Okay, I think we want to see some gap happening here, and then they're gonna try to come down to fill those gaps, and then they're gonna kick off the another pop back up again, right? So we could see that happening here. So these are the just not this whole thing, but these are some sort of a fractal pattern that I found that it's possible to there's a possibility that they could use this area. So I just thought maybe but in a way that they're gonna I don't know, like something's gonna happen, man. It's not weird that we see any news, any positive ownership, SEC filings, from microbrewery Roaring Kitty, it doesn't surprise me. Okay, I think if that happened, it makes sense at this point, right? Because it's about to fucking pop, right? It's about to pop. It's about to pop, and it's gonna make a fucking giant movement. But don't be so excited about yet. There's gonna be a pullback coming. So especially if you are option trader or planning to buy options, just make sure that wait. Maybe not financial advice, but wait for any confirmation. Which means that what I'm trying to say about confirmation is that wait for this type of pullback, because once there's a pullback happen, even if you have a call option, that call option will be destroyed, and they're gonna do their best to shake off the people. So what I mean by that is, let's say you play call, okay? Let's say you have a where's my call options here? Yeah, there's a calculator here. So let me give you an example here, okay? So let's say you pull out the GME and go to option. Let's say for example, oh shit, now they have a March. Oh, look at this. Look at what a fucking guy. They only open up to $29. By March it should go up to fucking 50. Anyway, so you see there's a $50 call options open up here on April 17. And let's say you can purchase a contract with one contract with $20 right now. Let's say this thing can drop you from by Fab OPEX up to $24.50. Okay, so let's say $24.50, and then let's say this thing kick off the run and then fucking hit 60 something. Okay, so let's say so what I mean by that is that let's say you have the call options, but after Fab OPEX 24.50, or it could hit 35, 24.35. Now, so that's around end of February 27. So Feb 27 is here. So your call option can destroy minus 45%. That's what I meant, right? So it is good. So the thing I realized as I play option is that this when you look at the price of the stock, the right now is the bottom. Okay, you're not gonna see this price anymore. But the other thing is, when you play options, there's a theta decay, right? So if you buy here, let's say if you buy here at April call options, April 20 whatever call options, $50, right, for example. But if you buy here, the price actually move high, like making a high low. But option price wise, is gonna get much cheaper here, okay? Because it's getting close to that expiration day, and also your price get dropped. So there's less chance. The market think that it has a less chance to go up to $50, right? So the price can, get cheaper. Your call got damaged, minus 35%, 40%, 50%, like that, right? So when you look at it that way, this is not a best place to buy. Maybe wait for this pullback, buy Fab OPEX. I think that's something I'm looking forward to. So yeah, it's much better to buy call options at 14 cents rather than I pay for 20 cents per contract, right? $20 for contract, right? So I'll be paying that, right? So that's something that you could look out for. And but meanwhile, I think this is a best way to especially the swing traders, okay? And this rally, if this thing hit 60 by March, the gain is almost like 5,000, 6,000%. Okay, so if you have let's say you bought at the 14 call options. Let's say you have 100 contracts. That's only like maybe 1,400. And then if this thing hits $60 by March, you're making 100K almost with only 1,400. So that's amazing, right? So yeah, watch out for that. Let's move on to AMC here a little bit. AMC is gonna make same thing. It's gonna now it's kick off the Apple triple top 2020 sim phase, and then now it pop. You saw there's a 20% up. A lot of people may funnel my AMC chart, how I've been talking about this so long. I can prove it. I have all the receipt. There are people that saying, hey, this guy is saying AMC will hit fucking $50 or $60, and then this guy is like fucking clown or shit like that. Because I can confidently say that because I'm gonna show you the proof here. I think I made a video. See, this is back in January 9th. Let me show you my proof back in December 8th. I've been tracking same thing even December. Okay, I was waiting for confirmation. Even I made a video. I think a short video. Where's my short video I made here? Let me actually delete some of the posts that I think it's not necessary. It's like very sketchy stuff. I'll just delete some of that post. But there's some video. There's a video I post. Where's the video? About AMC, right? I think I made a video. Was it December? Yeah, here. So AMC getting more amplified as it tanking down. This is back in December 22nd. This is like a pre-squeeze phase, whatever, right? I mentioned about it. So it's the same thing. I was tracking this. I was waiting for this pop, $2.50. Okay, this is back in December, right? What happened? It hasn't come back yet, but I think back in December 23rd is like around here. So they tank it down, but this thing confirmed. I was waiting for this confirmation, as you can see from my video, right? So I was trying to figure that out, like where the fuck that is, right? And then that gives me a confirmation, right? You see? So I was waiting for that, and boom, right there, you saw that, right? So I can tell you that, I don't fuck around. I think this is gonna be it. This thing will fucking run all together. Not only GME but AMC will, all together it's gonna run. And people who make fun of me for my fractals, I think they're gonna, yeah, they're gonna say like, okay, yeah, maybe U-Copy was right. You know what I mean? And then, but anyway, that's that. I was talking to a friend today in the morning. We talked about like SPY, right? And then yeah, there's a something that we in the market we talks about how when the market crash happened, that's when meme stock will rise, and then I was showing him like, hey, this is my thesis. This is what I think is gonna happen. And then I went to his home and then actually show him SPY pattern. And I think this is a good example, especially 2000, where the financial crisis, the fractal here. It doesn't mean that we're gonna repeat the same thing, but I think it's gonna repeat similar pattern because you guys all know, like, they've been using Nvidia, AI. They pump shit out of it like crazy, right? And then I think it's a time when GME, AMC whole basket stock squeeze, everything is gonna fucking dump, I think. And then when I show him a passable way of fractals, that yeah, maybe it's possible we could see this kind of flushed out like this. This is a daily SPY. So we went through up here. Go up and down. This was a little shorter. There's a second one, flushed out, come back up, hit all-time high, 1, 2, 3, boom, right? When it's gonna fucking get smashed, it's gonna get smashed anytime soon. Okay, you see? SPY. Yeah, I don't know how much it will go down, but it's just a yeah. That's just what this is just direction. Don't look at the price. This is just direction, but you know what I mean, right? It's gonna get smashed so hard. I have no idea how much it's gonna go down, but yeah, what the fuck, man? It's like minus 15. It doesn't make sense, but yeah, you know what I mean. I think I brought. Let me actually take a look at weekly. This is 2000 about .com bubble. I'm looking at the financial crisis level, so it's here. So this one, yeah, something. Okay, there you go. Fuck, something like that. Yeah. So it will start with meme stock, okay, and I think that's kind of where we at. And yeah, man, fuck, it's gonna get destroyed so hard. I mean, SPY is already all time high. My friend, I talk about that with my friend. I told him like, hey, when meme stock squeeze, the community has been saying the market will crash, like they will get liquidated, margin call, shit like that. And then I think, and then he's like, yeah, I heard that the market will crash. And then I told him, hey, market will crash because of the basket stock, right? They've been shorting. They've been fucking like, doing this for so long, manipulations, naked shorts. If GME pops like all-time high, past 200, 300, 400, 500, man, market cannot maintain this kind of shit. You see, it matches like boom, 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 right? The SPY is gonna tank so hard that, oh my god, I don't know what to say. February, so the AMC GME will squeeze, I think, in end of April and May. You see, March, early. So March rally is gonna happen. So from March, it's gonna start to melt. And the squeeze phase is in around around end of April or May, I think. And the SPY will already hit minus 17 down. So basically, it's gonna enter the bear cycle, right? Pop back up, and then I think something's gonna happen here. What year is this one? This is 26 September. Holy shit, man! So this year, 26 September. Watch that out. Holy fuck! You know how severe market crash always happen? I think September, October. This is a fucking September, guys. I think I'm gonna short the fuck out of it. Maybe buy put options. This is September. This is August. Yeah, September. Yeah, August. August 26. Alright. And then just like fucking melt by March 23rd, 27. So from this year August to next year March 27. Yeah, basically March, from August to March, the whole fucking crash is gonna happen, and I think some banks will collapse. Okay, I think something's gonna happen this year and next year. Entire Nvidia stock can get a severe damage as well. I don't know how much is. I mean, if the SPY drop, how much is it? If SPY drops 60%, like I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Like especially like I don't know. Fuck, something's gonna happen, really bad. And then March is when the bottom. And it's funny. Always either September, October, or March. Because somebody mentioned that September is usually market crash happen or market correction happen because of the fiscal year of the Fed is renewed, and March is another one. So yeah, those are the numbers a month that something you guys can look out to if you're interested in fucking shorting or something. Yeah, fuck, how much is gonna go down? Holy shit, man. It's like a complete reset of financial, like this is gonna be the biggest fucking financial meltdown or something. A lot of people lose money, I think, especially if you're on short, right? We'll see, man. I don't know I cannot confirm it, but what I'm trying to say is, like, if this thing blew up, they cannot control it. They need to sell off the assets, margin call, fucking banks run out the money, bank run, whole shit show's gonna happen. And the reason I say that is because when you look at the Volkswagen squeeze, okay, when the financial crisis happened 2008, right? This is when the fucking meltdown happened. When you look at the Volkswagen squeeze, I think this is this one, and you go back to this one. Yeah, you see, this is back in 2008 financial crisis. Volkswagen short squeezed. So a lot of people actually have speculated that who actually gather all this data information. But when that's gonna be, it's gonna be this year September. I can't guarantee that. I think something's gonna happen this year. And November 2008, right? So if you go back to 2008 November to SPY, what happened to SPY? Look at what happened to SPY in November. This is 2008 November was here, basically. Yeah. So after flushed, so it actually went reverse, right? When the SPY tank, the Volkswagen short squeeze happened, and I think we are the same scenario here. When GME AMC is about to blow up, SPY is gonna melt, right? So that's opposite side of it, and then we're gonna find out this year and next year how severe market it will be damaged, especially the hedge fund, the banks who lend shares illegally, or all those kind of shit show is gonna happen. Like, and look at this, AMC pop up to $50, fill this gap. That's not the final short squeeze. They're gonna drop like January, like February. They're gonna roll back, go up to $2,300 level again, right? Maybe even higher. And then imagine how much it's gonna go up to for GME. But anyway, so yeah, if this thing happen, and if GME go up to, how much is this? Like fucking like 400%. Like I think I think once I see the price up to if I discover more price up to February, and then pull back, how much is gonna pull back, that will give me a perfect frameworks to identify how big is gonna be the short squeeze. So I think I'll wait for that confirmation. But for now, I can tell you it will hit at least 400, 350 or something like that. I think it got bigger. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like imagine that. Like this was the all-time high, $120. If they broke above $120, man, like imagine how the market is gonna react, right? How and then Michael Burry mentioned last post saying that 2021 wasn't short squeeze. The short even hasn't covered yet. So what happened to those shorts? When the price go up, even like let's say, go up even higher to 200, 400, 300. They'll be fucked. They'll get fucked up. And SPY tanks. It makes sense because they need to liquidate their assets. Nvidia, whatever, Facebook, Meta, whatever, all this big tech shit, AI shit, they're gonna dump it. I just cannot imagine. And then even Bitcoin, I have no fucking idea how Bitcoin is gonna be. Okay, I don't know. I haven't really tracked this one yet. Because Bitcoin wasn't exist back in 2008. Okay. I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Are they gonna rock pull this guy? This is a 1.9 trillion. But if the SPY tank like this, what happened to the Bitcoin? Right? So I don't know. We're gonna find out, right? If the market maker has to, they have to sell some assets. Like maybe it could be a Bitcoin, it could be some shit coin. Pump the shit coin maybe before, they pump the liquidity, rock pull it, right? They need to do something. They need to pull out the liquidity. Otherwise, they won't be able to cover this thing, right? So I think they're in a shit show right now. And when you look at the politically what's going on, the Trump, there has been JP Morgan news coming out. JP Morgan was heavily involved with Jeffrey Epstein, right? Not only that, the JP Morgan itself, they're like politically like fucking, they're fucked up people, like they're like fucked up banks where like, they're same they're in the same bed with all those frauds, right? The fraudulent, the criminals, and and the JP Morgan was also involved in that beyond, they're controlling the former older executives, right? And then they tell what to do, and they want to try to bankrupt the company, right? They want to bankrupt the company. They want to wipe it out because they've been shorting since 2014. Same as GameStop. They just have a collected of a whole basket stock where they just want to fucking bankrupt the company, damage the company, and then they just walk away with you know, without covering their naked shorts. I don't know how much they did it, but we're gonna find out how much naked short has been, done to GME, AMC, and BBBY. Okay, when BBYQ come back. And this is when BBYQ come back. I've been saying this for a while, and I made a post today. This is exactly the moment that I was waiting for. When BBYQ come back in bear market, it could pop maybe a short period of time, but it's not gonna come down. It's not gonna go up to the maybe all-time high, right? It's gonna go up. It has to come out in that squeeze phase, right? So I've been saying that, right? So I say like 2027 was my speculation 2 years ago. However, it should be this year because GME AMC meme stock just entered early stage of squeeze phase like 2021, early January. And 2026, March this year and May should be the explosive rally phase. And this is exactly phase I've been waiting for, as well as Ryan Cohen, I think. And we wanted to have BBYQ come back in this squeeze phase, not in a bear market, right? So imagine if they comes out and then get utilized as a catalyst, is gonna fucking melt the market, right? And Gamestop, I don't think they can just squeeze like this with maybe Market Bori or just Roaring Kitty. It has to have a much more bigger catalyst, and I think that's the merger with BBYQ possibly, right? There's an explosive bomb that destroy the whole shorts, right? And they have to have a setup that where the basically force the shorts to cover their short positions, right? The real short squeeze. We haven't seen that yet. So I think that could happen this year, and we are just really the beginning of it, like really beginning of it. So we're gonna find out more this coming weeks and next 2 weeks, up to possibly February, early February, and then we're gonna dip by Feb OPEX. And but yeah, this is once I see this confirmation of this, how much the price run, how much it dropped, I think they'll give me a perfect example, frameworks where I can use it to sort of estimate how much the squeeze phase is gonna be. So I can update you more later on. But yeah, today is pretty much my update. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So hope this is clear. Sorry about my the past fractal was a little bit off, but I do find out that this time is this time should be right. This should be the right one, I hope. Not financial bias, but I do think this is the beginning of the rally. And then in this phase, as I mentioned, Ryan Cohen announced his purchase of 2.5 million back in 2020 December, end of December, and this is exactly same phase when this thing kick off after this accumulations. And also back in 2024, that's when Roaring Kitty started to buy a lot of chunk of call options. So let's find out call activity this week, this coming week, next 2 weeks. Any crazy volumes is something could pick up this week. So yeah, I'm very excited for this week. And yeah, let's find out. We almost have 2,000 people watching it. Holy shit! What are you guys doing, man? Jesus Christ. So AMC target is 50. What's the price target for GME? So yeah, like I said, I'll come back to this because we don't, I'm not gonna just disappear. Like I said, once I get more clear confirmation, until next 2-3 weeks, until February 3rd, I think. Once I see the certain price, how much this will go up and come down in by February OPEX week or end of February. Once I see this pattern, then it will be much more clear to know how much is the short squeeze space, right? Because I don't know yet. Okay, I don't know how much the squeeze is gonna be until I might have to hold on 1 second. 36 bucks. I might have to readjust this one. 1 second. But this one is like fucking crazy. Yeah, I think I might have to readjust this one. But yeah, so once I know more the fractal drawn out until March, before March, end of February, then it's more. Then I'll know. I could match that, the bar pattern, and then I could kind of see how much it will go up. But I think it will go all-time high. Yeah, I think did Greg talks about 500, right? I think we could hit somewhere there, $400, something like that. 1 second, let me see. So yeah, it's very important for next 3 weeks how the price will move, and based on that price, I can identify more how much the price gonna be. But I expect some sort of a filing. Like I said, I expect some sort of a Roaring Kitty GME ownership SEC filing more than 5%. If you own more than 5%, you have to file public filings and with SEC that you own more than 5% of the shares. And it makes sense at this stage. You're not gonna see this price anymore, especially the accumulation is pretty much over, and we have to kick off the run. So I do expect either Roaring Kitty or Michael Burry, especially Roaring Kitty. I think he understands when is the right time to get into the bottom. I think he understands the the price, when is the cheaper price to get in kind of thing. He was an institution guy, right? So he know how to calculate the numbers, and he's a number guy, right? So I do believe that he probably take advantage of the whole accumulation phase, and then it's not gonna surprise me if we hear Roaring Kitty could announce the GameStop more than 5% ownership SEC filing drop on Tuesday or Monday evening, and then maybe Michael Burry, who knows, right? Either Michael Burry or Roaring Kitty. Michael Burry has been kind of quiet these days, but he did mention, I think recently, that he's gonna come back with part 2 of GME. So I'm wondering if he's gonna bring part 2. But like when I look at Michael Burry posts, it doesn't really gap up much. It only gap up only 7%. So I think it should be more than a post. It should be some sort of a SEC filing or some sort of a ownership filing, right? So I don't think any just kind of normal tweet can have an impact at this stage. It should be more than just X post. It should be some sort of a SEC filings drop. So we're gonna find out. So that's kind of what I have it here. You see, yep, it works really nicely. Yeah. Polite Park repost the stream. Thank you very much. I'm getting more autistic listening to you. Maybe you're not autistic enough. You gotta be more autistic. But thank you very much for spending time with me for the last hours. I do believe that next week is extremely important. So watch out for any filings. I'm not sure if just the X post will just make this big impact, but and the other thing I found that is that the news came out on what time was it? Was it like fucking 6 a.m. or something? So the last pop, this thing, right? I mean, it is very messy, but this pop thing happened here. Let me delete this guys here. This pop happened at 6 a.m. So it wouldn't surprise if we see SEC filing drop at 6 a.m. Eastern time, right? Because I think they're testing those kind of algo, right? So they drop at 6 a.m. Boom, right? And then the other thing I found that was the algo. Look at this algo. I think they're gonna drop fucking SEC filing, man. Not financial advice, but look at this algo. So look at how this thing fucking like, where's the brush? It gap up and pop here once, right? So that's the first one. Look at this. The same pattern was, I think it happened. This is first pop, right? And then drop and second pop. It drop and second pop, right? With just news. It wasn't even SEC filing. So I think it doesn't surprise me if we see a similar around similar time, around 6 a.m. pre-market, SEC filing can happen, right? So let's say Royal Kitty own more than 5%, boom, like that, and then the algo move like this, right? It moved fast, right? So let's say we do this, right? We hit the bottom, go sideways, boom, stairs, and boom, shoot up. We use possibly very similar pattern here. We hit the top, pull back, go up, and then Ryan Cohen news, right? Like a stairs, and then boom, pop, right? So with and it doesn't surprise me, right? You know, like it can pop fucking like very fast. Like the algo can move like that, right? Like, so it can go up, just drop a little bit, and then push back up. All again, right? Right. So that thing can happen like real fast, because right now algo has been running 7 times slower right now based on my calculation, from 2020 for April 17 to 24 or something like that, right? And yeah, right now it took about 56 days, whereas 2024 April, it took only 6 days or something. Let me double check. Back in 2024, come on, man, where is it? Here, the fractal only draw out 8 days. Yeah, whereas right now, from end of November to now, they, in order to draw the same fractal that took about 8 days back in 2024, from April 16 to April 24th, it took 56 days from end of November till now. So it's been fucking like huge accumulation. So anything can happen, right? Anything, any news filings, I think it's gonna be filing. I don't think it's gonna be tweet, man. And then from the top here, I think there's a reason why they made it even bigger, because I think they might use the same fractal. So the size of it, when I match it, yeah, like let's say SEC filing drop, pull back, boom, all time high. Tuesday, and this thing can happen on Tuesday, just one day, real fast. That means that algo will kick in, right? And yeah, fuck, it's gonna be crazy, man. So yeah, I expect SEC filings. I don't think it's gonna be just tweet. It's gonna be SEC filings. Yeah. Holy shit, man, it's gonna be crazy. All right, man. Hopefully, we're gonna find out Tuesday. And yeah, I'll come back with more updates next week and week after. As I see more patterns here. But yeah, I think once we reach up to 32 marks, let's say if we see $27 by next week, I sell my calls. I'll be so happy to do that. I'll making good money, good chunk of money, and then if I do see a $30 range, $32, and there's a gap at $29 or somewhere there. So if I see that this thing pop up to $30, $32, that's like really good confirmation. And then drop here by Fab OPEX at $24.50. This like perfect confirmation. Hey, like this thing's gonna fucking rock crazy. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna bring more updates as we move forward. And I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. And then I'll see you next week. Thank you, and have a good night.